Hi everyone. So in today's video session, we'll be covering the departments and services area, but more specifically, how to build out your department page on the new RaiderLink platform. So as a test area in the platform, we've gone ahead and created most of the care team page to serve as a template for folks to review. You'll also be receiving, if you are deans and directors, as well as communication liaisons, you should have received the department page template. So that'll have a lot of the information that we are covering in this session in terms of what are sort of mandatory build outs in each department page. Um, just for starters, obviously, all pages have a header attached to it as well as a group logo. As you can see on the side here, the group logo will appear right next to your organization name. Um, and all of the dimension sizes are going to be included in the document that is provided. There's a link there with the dimension sizes that are provided to us by the campus group vendor. Of course, also on the side, you'll see visit website. Most of them have been updated to reflect or redirect to the DSA landing page of your particular department. You'll also see here contact information. So all address, email, and phone number for the office is included in this section. We recommend just keeping it shortened to the building and room number as opposed to the entire address, only because it all lists in one line. So it can kind of become a little bit chaotic to just view. But if it is very imperative to have your address listed on the website, you can do so. Here, what I would recommend maybe is to just put the address itself in parentheses. You'll also see if you are an officer of your group, you'll be listed in this area. You can also customize, how your title is presented in that area so that you're not just recognized as an officer, because it is a very student org centric term, but you'll be able to customize how you appear in terms of title. Obviously, in this section, we have the Instagram. So any social media that you have connected to your department can be uploaded as well. And each of the icons will populate in this space. I believe the social medias that do exist on the embedding side are Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, now X, and LinkedIn. Oh, and YouTube. In the mission area, you'll be able to provide some information, just general information about your office, very quick, 1 to 2 short paragraphs in this section. If there's any additional information that is important to share with students, you can do so either in the goals or membership benefits section. And again, I'll walk you all through how to actually edit this on the back end, but for right now, we're just doing a quick page overview. So you'll see here just some additional information about, the particular concerning, I guess, actions that for care team to kind of consider. So if there is information, bulleted information in particular, like particular services that you offer students, it would be good to mention it in the goals and or the membership benefits section. Unfortunately, we can't really edit the title from membership benefits or goals. So I do trust folks to kind of use whichever version feels more fitting for your area. What I will say though is that membership benefits does carry over into all these sort of side menu options. So if you're navigating, or if students are navigating over to any of these pages, they'll also see membership benefits as well as the mission on the side panel. Actually, let me just show you guys what I mean. So you'll see on the right-hand panel, the mission as well as the benefits for students to kind of look at. Go back here. Awesome. So we have this section. Let's see. We also have latest officer posts. So if you have a particular um, message that you want to share out to students just to kind of introduce them to your department and welcome any new students that kind of come to your page, you can submit an officer post. You can navigate over to the view feed section, and that is where you'll be able to create your custom post. You can add any images, documents, files, links, and videos. For this section in particular, I will say that you are allowed to embed YouTube and Vimeo videos. Anything else won't necessarily embed on the page. So I would recommend any other videos be linked instead of added to this section. Before actually navigating over from that section, you can schedule the message to go out at whatever time that you would like. And also you can limit who you want to share any sort of messages with. Um, in the upcoming events slider, obviously you'll see any sort of upcoming events that you created in the system, as well as any students that are navigating over to your page. And that's pretty much it for just the general about page. Up here at the top, you have access to view any members that are a part of your group. So if there are any students that want to stay up to date as to what your department area is doing, they can add they can request to join as a member. That won't necessarily give them permission to edit anything, so no one needs to be concerned about that front. But you'll see any sort of members that are added in this space, events, officers. So as you know, all deans and directors, as well as communication liaisons, have already been added as officers to their group. If there are any additional personnel that need to be added as officers to your group to enable you to manage your group page, just let me know. In this section, you'll also see documents, so the ability to upload any documents and create a folder to really specialize what the focus is for the documents that you are providing. So for this particular instance, we added campus resources as well as community resources in this section. And then if you click on anything, they should pop up on the next page. We also have a photo section that you will be able to add any albums to if you would like. So if you have a particular event that you hired a photographer to take photos and you want to add those photos for your members to see at a later date when you do upload them, you can utilize the photo section to do that. And then lastly, we have the link section. So if there are any important links that you want to make sure that students know about in your particular area, whether that's a reporting form, a survey, links to any of your sub pages on the Student Affairs website or any other relevant Rutgers websites, you can include them in this particular page. Doesn't necessarily have to be exclusive to Rutgers websites as well. So going back to the About page, I'll show you all quickly how you can edit this particular content. Um, but just to give you a little bit of context before I move away from this menu navigation, you can customize what appears in that section. So if you want, let's say, any sort of newsletters, surveys, and any forums or videos to also have a particular tab at the top of the page, you can add that. For right now, we've kept the content simple because a lot of folks won't have that information populated at this point in the platform. But again, you can toggle this if you are an officer of your page. Okay, so in the manage section, you can navigate over to settings to open up any of the content that's listed in that about page. So in the basic section, you'll be able to edit your logo, the group cover photo, that header image that appears at the top of your page. You can also include the mission statement, In this section, membership benefits, and then the goals area that I was talking about. So you can choose between either of these. This one does populate on the side menu and this one doesn't, but they both do display next to the mission as it listed on the About page. And then, of course, these are just some basic setting features like the ability to unpublish pages. Right now, I'd recommend folks just leave these items alone. The only thing that I would say would maybe be relevant to some groups is being able to close memberships. But of course, if you are programmatic, I would definitely recommend to stay away from that particular feature just to allow students to um, join your particular group and learn more about the events that are coming or any sort of resources that are coming from your office. And then up top here, we have that contact information piece that you can edit. You can add that building, room number. A lot of that information has already been populated for you in terms of the contact information. So you'll likely not need to edit this information fully, but if you want to necessarily change out the link, you can do so in this section. If there is a particular visit website that you want to have in that space instead of what is listed currently. And then what I would say is another important area for the About page is that social networks piece. I will let you all know ahead of time that we were able to import most folks' Instagram pages. So most will already have that Instagram page already populated on their About page. But if there's any other content that is relevant to your area that you want to include, you can drop the links here. Obviously, for the care team, they do not have a Instagram at the moment, so we just used a general link for that space. But most of the pages will have your correct Instagram populated. I would just double check just to make sure that that is the appropriate link out, just to make sure that everything is working properly on your page. And that's pretty much it in terms of how to edit that About page. Obviously, there are more features that you can look at here. We won't be covering these because they're not super important to just the sort of basic settings instruction for the group page build out, but we'll definitely cover that area in more detail for a later video. Um, Yeah, that's pretty much it. So if you all are having any issues when it comes to doing any of the page edits or build outs, please feel free to connect with me and I will help you to the best of my ability. Thank you.